We discuss a lot here about Hollywood trying to destroy themselves, so it seems, by placing messaging over a story. And so I will ask you the same question I ask everyone when I talk to them. What are 5 movies throughout any time in cinema that you enjoy and why?
5 movies. That's a tough one because there are so many amazing movies for so many reasons and different categories. So I'll narrow it down to ones that I find kind of inspiring from a writing standpoint. The Outlaw Josie Wales is a huge one for me when writing Mitch Rapp, because that's kind of the way I see him. He's this stoic lone gunman who's just steel nerves, better than everybody else, and people are terrified of him. And that's one of his advantages, is people are so afraid of him that they might make mistakes. I love that movie. Some of the best lines in the world. And yeah, we should all aspire to write a line like, lion ain't much of a living boy. Jaws. I remember seeing it in the theater when I was super young, like in first grade or something. And that is a masterclass on how to build suspense. It's perfect, like in every way. You just can't beat that. Creating suspense without really ever kind of seeing the shark hardly. Just amazing movie. Alien, I think, for a similar reason. I mean, it takes a page out of Jaws, doesn't it? That the suspense is absolutely unbearable, but you don't really see much of the monster ever. Also, to speak to the messaging thing, there's a masterclass on how to create an incredible female action character. Ripley is just as badass as any person that's ever been put on the screen, but she did it with humanity and great character, and it didn't rely on her being tougher and faster than some 300-pound mercenary, because nobody was going to go hand to hand with the alien. It was perfect. Here's a weird one: Shaun of the Dead, a movie that just blew me away. I'm a huge zombie fan, but what that movie did was everything in one movie. It was scary, it was heartbreaking, it was funny, it had really real feeling relationships between people. That movie succeeded on every possible level that I can't think of another example of a movie like that. Greatest movie ever, Godfather, yeah, but it wasn't funny. The last one would be maybe The Seven Samurai. That's my favorite movie of all time, I think. Just the perfect movie. Also, beautifully filmed, beautifully acted, incredible action sequences. But what inspires me as a writer from that one is to take that many characters and give them all their own personalities and universes. There's not a single person in that one that feels secondary. And I always try to do that in the context of Mitch Rapp. Scott Coleman would be an example of kind of a secondary character when I took him on, but that I wanted to make much richer and to become somebody that people knew and that had his own very strong personality. So there are a million movies that I could talk about that I love and that I find it really inspiring, but those kind of speak specifically to things I think about when I'm writing one of these books. And actually, in fact, this is a little off the subject, but a scene I once wrote where Mitch was killing a bunch of cartel people, I wrote from Mitch's point of view, and it was in the jungle and around this house out in the middle of nowhere. And then I realized that in a way it was kind of a teen horror flick, that he was the monster. And so I rewrote it from the point of view of the guy he was really going after. And if you ever read that scene, it very much reads like it reads like Friday the 13th. But that was probably with Mitch being Jason. But that was probably the most movie inspired scene I ever wrote.